Going back to even we go back to what's it called, the Eminem thing. So what do you think of everything going on with the Eminem?
One thing we were gonna bring.
Well,
up.
look.
You segued in right into
Yeah,
it,
I
so
did.
it's perfect.
Look, man, anybody who follows Danny010 on Twitter or my Facebook feed knows I've been anti-Trump from jump.
Right.
Rhyming when I'm not trying.
You've done it a couple times.
Have I? It happens, right?
You have. I heard you speaking in pattern.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, you have.
Can't help it. Yeah, I've been anti-Trump from jump. So, shit, I've said a lot of stuff on my social media feed. And it's not stuff that you even need to guess what it is, because I think most of us feel the same way. What I love about Eminem, first of all, being one of my favorite lyricists, is that, and I've heard a lot of people come out against Eminem, which I think is crazy, because, here's the thing. I'm a firm believer. Chris Godrocks knows this about me. If I have an issue with someone or somebody or whoever it might be, chances are you'll hear me rhyme about it. That's what I do.
Right.
So to me, for Eminem to have rhymed about his grievances against Trump is what Eminem is supposed to do.
Exactly.
Fuck going on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really, that's what he's supposed to do. That's his art. That's his outlet. That's how he communicates. So to me, he's speaking for a lot of us, but he's doing it in a way that only he can, and as he should. Eminem has a voice that's going to reach millions of people. He's got millions of fans worldwide. And while he might not be saying anything particularly new or that stuff we don't already feel, his voice
He used
counts
his
for a
platform.
lot.
He used that.
And he's dope.
Yeah.
So it's not just like some rapper,
Yeah.
which is most of us going, yeah, we don't like Trump. It's Eminem, multi-million, platinum selling,
He
it's
really doesn't.
and he's white. We can't forget that.
Yeah.
He's safe.
I think
he's
exactly that. The
You
last
can't
line when he
forget that.
drew the line,
That's a huge statement.
that is huge.
But let me
Because
speak.
in the sand,
at this
he drew a
point, he does
Is there
have an
sand in
album
Detroit?
dropping next month, right?
Listen,
He
but,
didn't draw a line
but
in the sand, though. In
at
the
this,
sand,
he
he
drew
drew a
this
line.
line in the sand, knowing he has an album drop next
Right.
month,
Yeah.
and he doesn't give a fuck if they don't buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Here's
crazy.
the thing, though, bro. Real talk. At the end of the day, it really is entertainment, right? You don't go viral for no reason. People are entertained by this. And he knows his status, and it'll go
And he
viral.
used it.
Now, here's the thing. He's
could've
got an
just dropped
album
bars,
coming
though.
out, and
Always.
that's fair. Even if he goes, look, total marketing ploy.
Yeah.
Still, there's so many different things you can do to market yourself.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
decided to take a stance against something that means a lot to all of us.
Actually.
And I'm willing to believe that Marshall Mathers, the person, believes what Eminem rapped in that
Exactly.
verse.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it wasn't a marketing play.
If you
No.
could
He
even
was
because
passionate
actually,
about that.
if you
I
look
believe
at
it.
it,
Out of breath,
if you
and
look
he
at
was
it,
just like,
No, here's the
if you
thing.
look the
Here's
same way, the same
yeah.
way they said Colin Kaepernick when he first started going on his knee, they were saying it was a marketing because he's a second string quarterback and he's not getting no attention and his contract's coming up.
Look, man.
he's using that. In the end,
where is he at now?
look how he used it. I don't give a fuck if it's marketing. He used it for that sense. That's
Right,
wicked.
and-
to me.
and
I was hoping David
that's
was going to be
wicked.
here. to
and it's
chime in
made
on this, but-
it's made an impact on people, right? So no matter how you slice it, any celebrity who's in a position to use his or her platform to say something and it benefits their career is still saying something
Yeah.
because it's going to still impact us. You may or may not buy Eminem's album, but we'll still be talking about what he had to say or what our opinions are of Trump and the way he's leading the states and what's going on as a result, because that's an important enough topic to discuss. Sure. And so whether it is a marketing ploy or it's not, or it's a mix of both, it doesn't even matter, because someone like
I
him,
think that's a byproduct of
the
it.
Colin Kaepernicks, the Eminems of the world, really are the people who should be saying something. Because real
Exactly.
talk, bro, and there has been people, like the Michael Moores, and people who will use their ability to win an award, take the time to, instead of do a speech, make a comment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's important to do
Jesse
that.
Williams.
If you have, yes, exactly. Because let's be honest, some people are listening to certain people more than, I don't know how many people Danny O impacts, but I know enough to know that when I have the opportunity to speak, I'm going to use it to say something that's actually dear to me, because I think anyone who's a fan of my music knows that's what my music's about. Right. So if I do have an issue that I need to speak on, then I will use my platform, because even if it sells me a few more records or gets a few more fans, at the end of the day, I actually do really mean what I have to say.
Or in his case, maybe lost him some fans, but did it regardless.
And here's the thing, really, what would he care?
No, of course.
It's
of
true.
Course.
At this
But
point,
the- at
Still,
his-
but even
but
still,
to
Jay-
say it,
well-
to say, listen, you're a fan of mine, but go fuck yourself.
Right.
If you're gonna stand with him.
I you know,
But truly, that's Eminem. Like that's
Yeah, of
Eminem.
course,
Like
of
if
course.
Eminem,
It fits-
at
yeah,
the same time, if
absolutely.
Eminem didn't do this, what is he doing? He's not.
well,
he's-
listen, I
he's
wanted to
changed.
comment on something because I mentioned him being white earlier. And here's the thing, right? Especially, I'm probably the only one in the room who can speak on this. Like, as someone of mixed race, okay, growing up, especially, this is another thing I love about Scarborough, I wish I said before that I'll say now. Scarborough is very multicultural. There is a lot of black people and white people and Asians and brown, and everyone's in Scarborough. So for me growing up, I already came into an existence where I went to school, work, everything, where everyone was there. And I've always felt a great respect for all people. It's just natural for me. And maybe, I don't think this has to do with being mixed, but maybe being mixed is like, you can't really hate anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm part of, there's a lot of things that make me up. So the idea of being prejudiced against any one person makes no sense considering what I'm created from.
Exactly.
You feel me? Now, that being said, you know, when you look at the Trumps of the world and what's going on,
Are there Trumps of the world?
yes,
Because he is fucking.
because
No,
here's the
because
point.
Special
He brought
case, though.
his
No.
followers.
Here's the
out.
point,
No,
bro.
I know.
Emo, here's the real point. Yes, because the Trumps of the world also are representative of his followers. There are people
of
who,
course, yeah.
the more bullshit he says that make people like us go, there's no way he can be president, and then he becomes president. There's no way he's going to stay president, and he keeps. They support him. The more shit he says that we hate, his supporters love. So he could literally come out. He said this himself. He could shoot someone in
yeah,
Central.
that was during his
Right.
run.
Yo, if
For his-
Donald
to
Trump
get elected.
today,
What did he say?
he said that
I
if
can
he,
go into a crowd,
Times Square or
Times
something,
Square or something,
and shoot
somebody, and
and he
nothing
wouldn't
would
lose
happen.
a
He wouldn't
vote.
lose a voter.
And he was right.
This is when he's running.
And he was right. If Donald Trump today held a press conference and said, you know, my fellow Americans, I have to tell you, man, it would be great if we could get rid of all these niggers.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now
They'd be getting
that
shut up.
every single one of his supporters would love him that much more. And what Trump has done is expose these people for who they are, which is why, going back to the point I think I was trying to make, is that Eminem being in the position that he is, as a white man, as a heralded, respected lyricist within hip hop, it's necessary for him and his fans, or people like him, not just fans, but honestly, people who are not of color,
Actually,
to say we agree that equality amongst all people is something that should be at the forefront of what it is that we're fighting for, as opposed to continuing to section people off the way Trump has done, to say we don't want Muslims in the country, and the way he's regarding the Puerto Rico disaster, and Mexicans crossing the border.
that was
and
terrible.
it's so obvious how much hate he has.
That was terrible. The
He
whole
was
thing
like,
in Puerto
oh,
Rico.
Oh,
Dude,
That was
it wasn't
terrible.
so bad.
He's
Here's a few
there with,
Band-Aids.
he's there with leaders. He's there with leaders of the country.
Jump shots. You see him doing his jump shots.
Can we talk about how he
and his supporters.
talked about the president of the Virgin Islands?
Oh,
Not
God.
knowing he's the president
That's
of the
you,
Virgin
bro.
Islands.
And here's the thing. The four of us can sit here all day and talk about what an asshole he is and what a moron. But my point is, for every single reason that we have to go, he's nuts, his supporters go, I love him that much more. So this is why Eminem's rant/verse, freestyle, it's not freestyle, but what, you know what I'm saying, is so important, because he's hitting so many people who, people like us, who can talk about this all day. We're not going to hit them. And other, not just hip hop fans, other whites, other people, not even part of the United States, can go, here's someone taking a stand against something that maybe I wasn't paying attention to as much as I should have. The fact that Eminem has made this point is making me go, okay, I get it now. And to me, because I'm not willing to look at hip hop as a black, white, and all this, it's everybody.
Yeah.
It really is. I have no problem with Eminem taking that stance. Because number one, if you just want to look at it from a hip hop perspective, he's amazing. Number two, what did he have to say? I fully agree with. So, you know,
Why were people?
Come
why
on,
were people shitting on it though?
Now,
I tell you.
here's
Because
I just want to.
I just listened to it today for the first
really,
time.
eh?
Because
Okay.
I keep hearing.
Hey!
pour that out. But I keep hearing everybody
gotta
go
come
off,
back to
go
this
off
show,
about
man.
it.
I gotta go
Darker's
back.
the man, right? He's just
Fucking
like,
right.
Oh yeah. Hey guys.
Chez's shots are getting a little bigger too.
You see that? Right?
That's good. No, I just gave you props. let him, come on.
Choice was like for us.
No, to answer your question, I saw a lengthy post. You probably know the person. I'm not gonna say their name. But they were talking about things Eminem has done in the past. So they're saying.
But this isn't the
because
first time he's done something.
They're
like
saying
this.
because
He shit on Bush too.
Yeah.
Yep.
and that was my
Yep.
counter.
Sorry.
At the same time, I know Mo's got this album.
I love David's shot.
Proper.
I know Mo's got this album because I saw it in his car. Most Def has.
Oh yeah.
It's the Eclectic album.
Yeah.
And
Shouts to Mos Def.
He
So
starts
dope.
out with a Malcolm X speech, and it sounds like post NOI Malcolm X.
Pour one for David.
Oh, sorry,
Mom.
sorry, David.
Ma wants a shot.
Didn't see you there. But
Do you need some of this?
this sounds
Yeah,
like
please.
it sounded like post Nation of Islam Malcolm X, where he's saying, "I'll join anybody. Doesn't matter race, color, nationality, as long as we're bettering this world."
Right.
So when I saw that person's post, it's like, okay, yeah, he said some fucked up shit in the past, but now he's using his,
You know what,
his
dude?
fame, his popularity to better
I
the
look
cause.
at it like this, man. I'm sure I said some dumb shit a year ago, 2, 5, 10 years ago. Listen, we all grow. We all live and learn from our experiences and become someone, more experienced, more knowledgeable, more seasoned even. If you were gonna judge me on something I did 10
How did
years
you not pick that up?
He
Sorry.
said season. You didn't adult that song.
My apologies to MaxNow.tv, to Pocket Live. I haven't been dropping Sasson in a minute, but I'm back.
Also, my apologies to you.
Sprinkle it.
Yeah, I'm not about that, because politicians do that all the time. Let me pull up some footage
Yeah,
from 10
yeah,
years ago and show.
To discredit
Come
you.
on, man.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm gonna listen. Maybe it's the shots. I don't know. Real talk, okay? A few years back, 5, 10. I can't call the number. I used to be a guy. Listen, I used to be boom bye bye and a bati boy head,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Now I'm like, yo, what do you mean? Let
Exactly.
people be
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. True.
So if you were gonna judge me on that and call me a homophobe, I'll be like, no, I'm not. But you're pulling up something from years ago when I was ignorant and this and this and this. No, for real.
To
true though.
grow,
No, it's
to
true.
growth,
To growth and knowledge
understanding,
and understanding.
Acceptance.
acceptance, and Sasson.
I got it that time. You saw that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you got it.
So to me, to get on Eminem's case about first, and here's another thing. Even if you want to get on his case about his content, here's something you can't take away from
okay,
Eminem. Let me just say this.
about his content, though.
Yeah.
You know that he didn't mean all that shit. You know he didn't mean all that shit.
No, but
He
here's
songs
here's
saying that.
Ellen said, "I love Eminem" on Twitter.
Yeah.
Ellen used to not like Eminem because of all the hateful things.
here's the thing about Eminem that I've always rated him for. That's something I do in my music, but completely different. Is he is willing to bare his soul.
Yep.
We all know the name of his baby mom and his daughter because of his music.
His music. His
Be-
mom.
and
She
it,
did.
everybody,
His cousin. The one that
because
passed
he
away.
bared his
uncle?
soul.
His uncle. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you can go. We live in an era where you can Google and Wikipedia people, so we do know that he meant it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby mom is Kim. His daughter is Haley. These are people who really exist.
Yeah.
So you can go, okay, this guy's created music out of his real life
Yeah.
for the whole time he's been around. So if you want to shit on him and go, oh, but he used to say this and used to say this, here's what you have to say about Eminem. This guy exposed his real life in his art.
For you to be able to say that. About
So
him.
guess what? That makes me willing to believe
Yep.
that when he shits on Trump or Bush or whatever else he has to say, it's probably pretty fucking genuine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because shit, I know a lot about this guy, and I don't know him personally, but his music tells
He
me that
always
this,
tells
this,
you.
and this happened in his life.
Yep. That's true.
So if you really want to go back and you really want to like take Eminem's material and the things he said and try and use it against him, think about how honest he's always been.
Yeah.
And like I said, I look at Eminem's music almost like movies, right? He didn't actually kill anybody, but like in his songs, these ideas of like the killing his baby mom and all this stuff. Hey, no different than the movies we watch that have, you know, where we've seen
entertainment,
these
right?
things portrayed. These are thoughts.
It'd be different if he
as
did.
an actor, of course.
It'd be different if
His
he did
character in The
something.
Wash, though, I feel like was pretty accurate.
The fact that you know The Wash is impressive.
Look, I can tell you, as an actor, in taking the acting classes that I've taken, I've been taught to not bury my emotions, but instead you have to revisit things and push them out. And therefore, you know, when you see people yell and scream and cry on screen, it's because they're visiting
using
a
something,
horrible, real thing to them. And
If
so
they're doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So even
being
when I've
honest
taught
about it.
Exactly. So as I've taught in my workshops, I'm like, if you're delivering from a place that's real, and something actually affects you for real, hurts you, whatever the case may be, and you're willing to be brave enough and mature enough to go, this hurts me, but I'm still gonna write rhymes about it. I'm still gonna put out a record. In his case, I'm gonna drop singles and videos that expose how much pain I've been in.
Hit singles.
Movies.
Right?
He did his movie
So
about it.
listen, so he buried his mom in a video. He didn't, like you said, he didn't do it for real, but that's his expression of how he felt about that situation.
You know, this
So
guy-
if any artist, really, like he belongs in a category of if any artist is worthy of being respected for exposing his innermost feelings, it's him.
Yeah.
So I completely rate him on what he just did. And
The
to everyone
irony-
hating on him is like, whatever.
The
man.
irony of him utilizing his platform is Trump hasn't responded.
yeah, listen.
No, but utilizing his platform, which
Right.
is Twitter,
What he
which he
always
has
does.
access to, which
Well, you have to
is
understand,
really easy.
like,
and
Eminem is a figure almost like Trump is a figure along that case. Like, Eminem, his fan base, that's why when he says fuck the people who support Trump, he was the one that they finally were able to champion as a white rapper that was dope, that everybody accepted. He was the one that they were ready to say, he's the greatest. He's better than Jay-Z, he's better than Nas, and there was actually people that agreed with them. So now they had their champion, their great white hope or whatever. So now that he turns on and says, you guys fucking support him? Well, fuck you then.
Right.
They're looking at him like,
he's orange.
but bro, like, you're racist for calling him orange.
I can't even be. I gotta mention that real quick because that's been on my mind because so many people have come out about that comment.
The
It,
reference.
it doesn't even deserve an explanation. But for every idiot out there,
It's so stupid.
skin color and race are not the same thing. Because if it was, I'd be white, bro. Come on, man. Come
I
on.
like how you also use bro in that in that manner as you were saying that you'd be
Just so
white.
you know which side I'm on. No, but real talk. Listen, it just doesn't even have to be explained. Everyone knows the orange is from his stupid fake tan, and it's not a
And it was-
racial
and
comment.
It was a Fantastic Four reference. Anyways.
But
he's
here's
orange.
the thing. Everyone's been talking about this
Yeah.
orange thing to make fun of Trump,
Yeah.
but orange, referencing his bad tan, has absolutely nothing to do with race.
No.
Exactly.
So all of these people, I've seen them. I've seen a few response
I couldn't
talking
argue
about
with
how, oh, you called him orange, but that makes you racist.
Well, some
I
people-
couldn't argue with
it's
them. I
some
couldn't.
people-
I couldn't. I
some
made one
people
status
need-
about it. and I
it's
said,
so
let it be. Like,
stupid.
it's
Some
dumb
people need something to hold,
to hold on to.
They need
So they're
something.
like-
Let me
to be
say this, man, because this has been a part of many conversations I've had, and seems like it's in keeping with this conversation. That if you haven't understood yet, please understand now that skin color and race actually have nothing to do with each other. Because the idea of being white or black or whatever else you are really doesn't have anything to do with your skin color. As light as I am, there's plenty of white people darker than me. People can laugh.
Yeah, but the problem is society sees you as a black
I
man.
am black, but that's
And
my
that's
point.
How society sees you. Doesn't
Okay.
matter how light your skin is.
He's one shot in.
So
but
by
this
the
is-
way.
Actually,
Hold on.
Actually-
This is my point. This is my point. I'm a black man. That's my point. This doesn't determine whether I'm black or white.
right.
So the idea of orange, in reference to Donald Trump, being a racist thing is completely,
Makes no sense.
it's so stupid.
Like the question is, what
It has
race is
nothing to
orange
do with
then?
this. So the idea,
Like-
listen, you're not black
Yeah.
and you're not black, eh? The shade of your skin is brown,
Yeah.
right? The word, listen, I have to go
Well,
in.
my shade
Oh.
is adobo, but
Let me, my bad. Listen, let me break this down. I have to break this down. If you go into the dictionary, any dictionary, and look up the definition of black, the definition will include all of these negative aspects.
Yeah.
Even the way the word black is used.
Isn't the word
way it's
void
used,
used
yeah.
in there?
Yep.
Bro,
Yep.
everything negative, evil,
Friday.
bad,
Black Friday,
You know,
Black Cat,
Black
black
Market.
sheep,
Angel.
all this.
Market.
Okay, so the word, just hear what I'm coming from. The word black is attached to negative connotation. The word white, go into the dictionary if you don't believe me. Any dictionary. Pure,
Purity.
clean,
Yeah.
right? So my point is, you're not white and you're not black by color. Your skin is what it is, and I look more like you versus you.
And he's black.
That's my point, and you feel me, right? Is that our skin color doesn't determine our so-called ethnicity, our race, and all of these things, right? So my point is, the way we define ourselves as white and black is the same as going negative versus positive,
Yep.
right? And that's why I don't subscribe to all that shit.
That's how I feel. I was
Because,
thinking, like,
you know, race
truly,
is
we're
not
different
based on
shades.
actual color.
we truly are just
Every
one
black
race.
person
There's
in the
no
world has a
race.
different
Love to
shade,
stir
bro.
that pot, though.
People in the same family.
I do. Now hold on. Let's switch from one controversy to another.
Okay.
Because we can go. All
We've been
day.
going in,
We
yeah,
can go
yeah.
all day
As
about.
an actor,
We.
right?
Thank you, Mom. Anyways, but
I'm
you're
not even a dad. You're
you're-
mom.
That's mom, right?
you're in the acting world. Harvey Weinstein. What was your first thought? Like
Okay.
this guy, powerful guy,
You know,
powerful
like,
guy.
story-wise, you always hear about the casting couch. You always hear about the casting couch.
Well, and we all watch.
so
Yes,
pretty
yes,
much
time
this
to time.
is
I ain't been on it. This is the casting couch? See, I ain't on it.
so it's like it's finally we've like years and years we've heard about this. Decades we've heard
Decades.
about this. So now it's actually on the forefront with one of the biggest what is it, director, producer, Weinstein
Producer, yeah.
Weinstein
Yeah.
company.
They
Like they do mostly everything.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
Angelina Jolie and
I
Cameron
know,
Diaz
I
came
know,
out.
Yeah.
This is how big it got.
This is bigger than Cosby. Like
It's
in the
That's a
The
whole
thing
that's a
about-
whole other story.
Too.
What?
thing-
It's completely different than Cosby.
yeah, it is.
I don't
So,
know.
It was like, hey, let's fool around, take these drugs.
I think it's the same in a sense because
No
the
way,
reason why
not even close, bro.
the reason why I say
Not
it's the
even
same.
close.
The reason why I say it's the same is because it's men of power
Right.
using that power and influence
Yeah.
to get away what they've done
He's-
for years.
No, but-
That's why I'm
but
saying
Cosby
it's
was
the same.
saying-
He put pills in your drink.
But no,
He's
yeah.
using
Cosby's
Maybe he
power in a
was.
different way.
was saying,
In-
come to the house at night
intimidation.
and we'll do
His drug is.
we'll do
that's
read
what I'm saying.
this.
That's
We'll
what I'm
do
saying.
this.
Those are-
But come
these
to
are
the
just
house at
different
night. He was
drugs.
inviting
Yeah.
them there at night
That's what
for
I'm saying,
a
it's
reason.
similar.
That was business wise. But then it was like, as the girls' stories would go, do you want a coffee? Do you want this?
Everything from Cosby, he was making passes at women in advances
All
even
the
before-
time.
Even before that, but this I think it's totally different because you're talking about a guy.
So what are you
who's
asking me
his
about
power.
Harvey Weinstein?
Anyhow.
Because
That's how Cameron's supposed to be
you're
done.
in that world, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be stuff you hear about. So when you hear something like that, like of that magnitude, what's the first thing you think? Because
Yo, the first thing I think is that when people have money and power, they think they can do anything.
And he
Like,
could. For
yeah,
he
30
did.
like-
years.
He
Put it in his
did.
contract, man.
Yeah, like I'm obviously not.
For harassment.
I'm
But
not in
that's-
his
that's
position.
Built in. That's built in there.
I'm not in his position, but I would think, like, listen, I've visited LA a gang of times, and I swear, it's surreal, okay? I remember, if I'm not mistaken, it was Socrates who said this, not to me, but to someone who referred, who referenced this to me. He goes, visiting LA is like stepping into your television, because everything you see on TV, you see there, so it's almost like it's not real.
Yeah.
And you go there and you start
not
real.
real.
And shouts to Big Kish, my brother. I love you to death, homie.
shout out to Big Kish.
He's out there. He's a very successful voice actor. He's been in LA like a decade plus. And the stories he's given me, okay? If you've watched Entourage, it's like, that shit
That's-
is real. Like, the stories he's given me, it's like, that life, it's so insane, man. And it's like, part of me loves it, wants to be there. Part of me is like, it's too crazy for me.
Yeah.
So when you get to a position where you have that much money and that much power, and you actually start believing you can do anything and you can do anyone, I just think it changes who you are.
It
does.
I don't know Harvey Weinstein from, but I would think someone in his position could go, any piece of pussy I want, I'm going to get.
He didn't
And-
want. He just wanted them to watch him jerk off.
Listen, I don't know the
That's-
story.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, listen, I'm in a position where, in certain circles, I'm well known and this and that, and you know, I'm just saying if I've had my tastes, you know what I'm saying? We talked about like being on tour earlier and what it felt like to be a star and to be doing this 20 plus years and shit. Now I'm not him, but I get the idea that
Yeah.
I can,
It could easily escalate.
I can, yeah. Like I'm so and so. I did such and such movie that's #1 in the box office,
There's a difference.
and so how would you not want me? And
Yeah.
I just think it's a power that gets to people's heads that they just
He had a different
they don't
power than
realize,
Bill
I
man.
know
Cosby.
how many people
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
His power
outside that
was-
he's not working with,
He's not
that's
a,
begging
he's not,
him.
He's a
nobody
behind the
knows who the
scenes.
fuck he is, really. Like, we don't know. Now we know, and we've seen his
I've
name.
only known him from
But, like,
Tarantino movies.
I know him from Entourage.
Oh wow, okay.
I actually know him
Shit.
from Dame Dash. Because
Yeah,
apparently Dame Dash.
Okay, clearly man's
Dame
been doing
Dash.
this.
Dame
Yeah.
Dash.
Oh, wow.
But he's
Dame
not,
Dash
he's not
pissed
Bill
off.
Cosby in the sense that we all know Bill Cosby.
Yeah, he's a
I think that's why
behind-the-scenes
he's been
figure.
able to fucking just get away with
But
it
at the
all
same
these
time,
years,
when you're
you
in
know?
that business as actresses, actors in LA trying to go, and you're starting to see his
You
name,
hear
and
that
you're seeing
name,
his
you hear
name,
that
and you see his name.
Well, you
then all of a
watch
sudden
movies,
you
you look
meet
at the
him,
credits.
and he's
just
like,
like we read the
Oh,
credits. on the fucking-
absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely.
so then now that when you get into a room with him finally, and dude has a robe with nothing underneath, what the fuck do you do?
Here's my period.
Now
on
it's like
this.
Hold on,
business or
hold
not?
on. We gotta take this shot.
Okay, let's
What
do
we
this.
to those you alright? Oh, okay.
How much time do we have?
We got
much as
another
we
20
want.
minutes.
yeah, another 20. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do this for my dad.
Definitely, let's do that one.
Yeah.
Let's do that one. Straight
Okay.
up. Actually,
To those that inspired us from the
Yeah,
beginning.
for sure.
Oh, that one was messy.
actually, with Harvey Weinstein,
I don't know why that got
we
messy.
can
I
get into
spilled
that.
it.
But let's go into let's go. Actually, we'll go into. We have to get into your party.
It got all messy.
No,
on
no,
that
we
one.
got you.
So on November 2nd.
Do my Trump.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Nice.
jump shot.
Thank you. Puerto Rico's been saved.
Well, yeah. So you have your party November
Yes.
2nd. So with that, what is
yeah.
is there like when it comes to hip hop shows? It's just usually to me it's like a boring thing. On as much hip hop I love, it's like if there's no plan to it,
Yeah.
it's just like why did
If
I
you've
come?
been there, you can predict
You know
it.
what,
See
bro?
one.
I don't even disagree with you. I feel you. I completely get it. Let me tell you what's going to happen on November 2nd inside the Revival. Inside Revival.
When was that again?
November 2nd
And where?
at Revival.
What day?
November 2nd. Thursday, November 2nd.
Okay, okay.
In case you didn't hear me. Thursday, November 2nd at Revival, we're going to be doing the Dear Hip Hop 20 years later, 20 YL as far as Chris Scott Rocks is concerned. Album release
21.
party.
21.
Now,
But it's gotten.
this is going to be a party. It's going to be a celebration. But it's also going to be an amazing live show. Anyone who's ever followed my career knows my penchant for going in on stage. But just as importantly, or maybe more importantly than that, I'm super humbled and honored to be flanked with the greatest in the game.
Penchant and flanked in the same
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta say this before you continue.
Vocab, man.
I gotta say this. Next to maybe a Leandro, he's been the most composed guest we've had.
It's true.
An hour and a half in, and he's still dropping like Webster's. He's still got little.
Not slurring.
English major, bro. It's true.
But
Who
continue.
was the?
Maestro Fresh West.
Hold on. What you say?
I was gonna say who's the least composed. Can we?
No, we're not
you
gonna do
carry
that.
on.
You don't
We're
want
not
to hate
gonna
on
do
the
that.
least composed.
We're not gonna do that. That would be flagrant. Don't do that.
Oh.
We love you. We love you. Don't get it
Shaw
twisted.
Claire will be there. Eternia, Thrust, Deuce Deuce, Mathematic, Perfect Strangers, my group, with Promise. Everyone's gonna touch the stage that night.
Sorry, I gotta cut you off.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be another Perfect Strangers album?
Yeah, we've discussed.
Okay.
Do you know Leandro?
No.
He's Promise's cousin. We interviewed him a few times.
Okay.
It
We
was
didn't know.
crazy. It's the connections.
Okay, so
Anyway.
I've been asked this a few times, so I'll answer it. There has been no breakup. Promise and I are still cousins, and we've discussed on numerous occasions the next Perfect Strangers project. So that being said, we have discussed, we've talked. It actually was in the works. Other things came up, whatever, but it is in the plans. So
Do we know
So,
which
yeah.
one of you is cousin Balky?
I'm Balky.
You're Balky.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to know. Sorry, I'm old. Sorry, people. I'm old.
If you peep the series premiere album, and there's actually still a free download available at perfectstrangers.com. The first song, Perfect, kind of discusses like this whole concept of the show versus us, and how I came to him as my cousin, like Balky came to Larry. If this is too old,
No, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're like 8 shots in. I'm not going to apologize for my age.
Let me just
Fuck
me neither.
that.
Me neither.
For being around for a classic situation.
Yeah. As you
So
fold
listen,
your leg.
man, November 2nd is going to be a really dope show. Shouts to the Dirty B-side. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to hear songs from the new album performed with all of the amazing, unbelievable, legendary guests who are part of the album. The Dirty B-sides, who's an incredible live band, will be rocking with me for my set. So you'll hear songs live, which is by far my favorite way to do it. It's just, I've been able to do this a couple of times. Chris Scott Rocks knows when I did the Inevitable album release party, it was with a live band. It was so amazing. So we're gonna do that. Legends will be in the building. So it'll be a lot of fun as far as the show is concerned, but just the vibe. Like for anybody who used to come to the big ticket events that I hosted, it's a fun vibe.
Okay.
And I mean, if those names alone don't attract you, then don't show up. Because I mean, like, this is for real.
A line in the sand.
I'm drawing a line, man. If you don't like Maestro, Chaclair, Eternia, Thrust, Deuce Deuce, Mathematic, Perfect Strangers, Danny O, Dirty B-sides, then don't reach.
The DJs.
Okay, DJ Grouch,
Ah.
DJ Mel Boogie, DJ Shortcut, DJ Law. I mean, it's as hip-hop as it gets, man. And you know what? It's all appropriate because everyone's name that I just mentioned, I'm a fan of. This album commemorates, again, not just 20 years since I put out my first single, but 21 years of all of these artists who I'm a fan of, like legit. I could show you my CD collection. Those artists that I mentioned, I have their music. I'm a fan of their music. And I'm still a fan, so much so that when let me tell you, doing this album, it was a thrill because it's exciting for me to be in the studio with these people. Like I can tell you, Wes and Kish, those are the two in the early 90s who I most aspire, like they had albums out and they were managed by Farley Flex and I followed their careers and I watched Rap City, you know what I'm saying? And like, they are two of my best friends today. And I'm still amazed by that. Yeah. I'm still amazed to be able to say that I can call Wes and Kish on a non-hip hop related discussion, just talk. Yeah. So the fact that they're part of this album isn't just something that is something that I'm happy about, but was necessary. What had to be. I love them to death. I love everybody who I work with. And again, if you're a hip hop fan, if you're in the Toronto area on November 2nd, we're celebrating so much more than Dear Hip Hop. This really is way bigger than one song, than one album. This is a celebration of Canadian hip hop. It's a celebration of this art that we all love, that we're all part of, that we've all been talking about, that we're all, you know what I'm saying, so in love with. That this is the kind of party that we're putting on. It's the way that Big Ticket did it. It was like we're having fun celebrating this culture. That's what it's going to be about that
Bring
night.
it back.
It's not just about the album. It's about all of us celebrating what we've all done for decades.
I'm
For decades we've been doing this.
Well,
I'm gonna
and
do
Rap
something.
Essentials, when Rap Essentials came out,
I still have both of
that
those.
was
The first two, at least.
that was like the biggest thing for
It was.
us little aspiring artists in where I was in fucking Sudbury, Ontario.
For real.
And to hear that and to see that that was a real thing and it was possible and it was like tangible.
Yeah, it was.
That
You know
was-
what was dope about it? I had guys from around my way that were on there. So this,
For real?
Ghetto Concept.
Okay, yeah.
Infinite.
Yeah.
So when I'm seeing stuff like that,
We did the bottle, baby.
let's do that. Let's clap it.
Right?
Up for the
Yeah.
bottle. Let's clap it
Bottle's
up for the
done.
bottle. But just seeing guys from where I'm from and knowing there's guys from Scarborough, knowing like now it's like, wow, this is happening like around the way, and this isn't something that you see.
Yeah.
Because when you watch much music when we were young,
Yeah.
most of it is rock, most of it's
Yeah.
pop, and it's cool to see like we're obviously fans of many different genres, but to see hip hop getting that in the city, getting guys that are independent,
Yeah.
doing it, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like when I would see your video, and I would see Citizen Kane's video, I would see this is stuff that's like, wow, like
I-
this is happening.
I had all these videos on VHS. Like
Yeah.
you
Me
said.
too.
I used to record like I
Same.
had your video on VHS when I
Me
was
too, bro.
11 years old.
Me too. Listen, real talk. I'm one of you guys. I'm the same. I have VHSs for days
Yeah.
of all this shit. And I want to say this too, man, because I don't know if this really ever existed, but the whole Rexdale, Scarborough, West End, East End thing, when Rap Essentials came out, and you're right, it did include artists, not just Toronto, but it was mostly Toronto. Vancouver was represented, Montreal was represented, but a lot of us were from Toronto on that album.
Who was on there from Montreal?
Scales Empire was an artist, a group from Montreal. And
What was the
Rascals
song?
from
What was the
Vancouver.
song?
It's
Bright
called.
Lights, Big
Yes,
City.
yes.
And they ran that a lot.
They did. That had a video.
Much
too.
music
They were,
ran
that was
that a lot.
from. They were from Montreal.
I didn't
From
know
Montreal.
that. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And we performed in Montreal, and it was Montreal's great
Because
city.
I
to
remember
perform in.
that joint specifically.
Yeah.
Montreal's a favorite of
Yeah,
ours, by the way.
I lived
Listen, love Montreal. Love Montreal.
Gas station.
When it comes to hockey,
gas
no.
station cheese curds.
Yeah, definitely love Montreal. But the point I want to make is that, like, I got nothing but love, man. Like, Ghetto Concept, Infinite, all them cats from the West End, man, I got nothing but love for. We've done shows together, of course, and all these years, you buck up with everybody in the city, man. You get to know everybody. And I'm very thankful to say that in my career that spanned 20 plus now, I can say that there's just so many people who I've connected with. It's nothing but love, and that's the overall theme here, man. Every time we talk about shit, hip hop, we talk about Trump a lot, it's because we come from a position of saying, it doesn't matter who you are, where you look like, what you look like, where you come from. It's supposed to be about love. So hip hop, to me, I've always championed it this way. Hip hop is one of those things that unites. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
All kinds of people, all different cultures, all over the world. When we perform, and this is what you'll get November 2nd as well. Again, a plug, but also
Sorry, where was
something
that?
from the heart.
Where was
November 2nd at Revival.
A revival.
Dear Hip Hop 20 Years Later album release party. You're going to see and be witness to something that is not just about me, it's about all of us. When I perform, I always involve my crowd. To me, that's the essence of hip hop. That
Make 'em
MC
say,
and art, it's a back and forth thing. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care.
Or
That's-
variations.
Right? It's hip hop, man. So this whole idea of using your art to communicate with others, express yourself, be honest, be real, and connect is what hip hop's all about. So to me, that's why. Maybe I was rhyming by accident today because it doesn't matter what we talk about. If I use my hip hop perspective, it's always going to come back to forming unity and love and just, inclusion of everybody, man.
Hold on.
That's what we're about.
Wait, sorry to cut you off.
We're at that point.
I think we're at that
You know
point.
what time it is.
What
You know
time
what we're
is it?
talking about. Don't make me spell it out.
Hey, you remember that verse? You were gonna spit?
Oh, shit.
Remember that
What?
little verse you were gonna spit?
Oh, what were we
Remember
talking
that?
about?
Remember that?
Boss man?
Remember that verse you were working on?
And any verse you want.
At a
Any
start?
verse you want.
At a start?
Challenge.
Start
Shop
and
Club
then?
Challenge. Spit a verse. We
After,
Had a protagonist and an antagonist? At the start? Beginning?
You got it?
oh, I think I do. Yo, apologies already.
Spit whatever you want.
Hold on.
Spit whatever you want.
Oh, hold on. I just
Come on, get it up.
I just ended the podcast.
Get ready and shit.
We're back on. We're back on.
Shit, man.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't know.
No, do your thing, man.
You should basically know we replacing your flow. Put a nigga motherfucking face to the flow. Tell your silly crew you ain't blazing no more. Any day you will blow. You the fake, we the pros. Get your girl saying those niggas crazy, Chasing the dough, but amazingly show that amazing the dough when you're facing the dough and erasing the show the places to go.
You got it. You got it. Go.
I don't got it.
You got it. Come on. We got you. We're here for you.
Oh my God, that was my attempt at boss man. Like
Like,
I swear to
hey,
God.
we're like
Replacing-
what, 8, 10 shots in. So
About 8 in.
You know what? You know what? The fact.
I don't know, man.
No, hold on.
Like,
the
yo, I was
gonna
fact
say,
that,
just
the
spit whatever
fact
you want.
that you got probably halfway through.
No, not even. That was like 4 bars.
That's it.
Like, yo,
I was trying to help you.
I
out.
have
I'm trying
some.
to help you out.
No, it's okay. Listen,
you
I
were the
admit
first of our
Here,
shot
here,
club
here.
challenge.
to do
You
it.
are. You are.
No, hold
Here's
on.
Here's what I want to do. Here's what I
I'll
wanna
do a verse. No, let me do one. Let me do
Just
one.
spit a verse. Just spit a
Adam
verse.
spit a verse.
I'll spit one. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'll get this done,
for it, man.
but this is from the new album.
What's the album called?
Okay, so the album's called. Yeah, let's do it. 20 years. Oh, sorry, Dear Hip Hop. 20 years later. Oh shit. Oh my God.
Where can they get that?
Oh, it's available at all
I
music
busted my
platforms.
Spotify,
Spotify,
iTunes.
Tidal, iTunes, in stores, really, if
Play.
you
You
want.
You guys with me? I'm gonna say something after he's done, so you guys might want to pay attention.
Let's go.
All right. Here's a warning. I'm probably gonna sound like a hater as I berate the current state of the way that niggas create an image for themselves, like they opened up a crate of clay to mold and shape a false impression of plagiaristic behavior. Sorry, I had to say it. If you think I'm throwing shade, then prepare for a summer where it's only cloudy and raining. Although I don't intend to inundate you with complaining, but I challenge you to find a single falsehood in these statements. These kids find more meaning in followers of Instagram than they do on honing the skills for persistent fans. Newsflash, a selfie don't make you look hard, nigga. You can act cross, but still you ain't a God figure. You ain't new son, you a nuisance, a true dunce. You're claiming I ain't seasoned, but to me your crew's lunch. You're salty, but I'm seasoned. Your skills are paltry. You repulse me. Sound like you got cerebral palsy. Lyrically running shit, I fear that I might pull a groin. Don't need a verse, I could kill a joint with a bullet point. You shoot off at the mouth and ain't nobody get a graze. I'm rated R, son, with every verse I set ablaze. You couldn't scare a toddler. You the insanest faker. You can step, son. Your daddy never came to make you. You can trust me. This is Dan putting it mildly. If I'm behind the times, then why y'all niggas behind me? Yeah, spit.
See that? See that?
That's called Spit from the new album.
Yes.
What about a Trump?
I
Again,
fucked it up a little bit.
Here's
new
what I'm
album
gonna
is
do.
Daniel.
Here's
20
what I'm
years
gonna
later.
do.
Oh
Now-
Sure,
shit,
you get
that's
them
hard.
everywhere.
After.
Now, I've been hearing what you were saying about the concert, and sheesh, I want to be there.
Don't
I'm-
worry, I'll rehearse before
I'm
then
going
and
to-
remember my lyrics.
I'm going to be in Dominican Republic at the time. I'm gonna miss
I'm
it by
gonna
like
be
a
in
day.
Vancouver at the time.
So here's what I want to do.
Okay.
Here's what I want to do.
Give your ticket to a listener?
Oh,
I'm gonna. Solomon's not here. He's going on the same trip. Shout out to Solomon. I'm
guys
gonna.
sharing-
everyone's
Are you guys sharing
dipping.
I'm going to buy
guys
2
sharing a room?
tickets. I'm going to buy.
hold on.
I'm gonna buy 2 tickets.
Y'all gotta bring me back to this show.
I'm gonna buy 2 tickets to anybody that's going to reply first and say they want to go.
Say something.
There it is.
I dare
Hold
you.
on, hold
Say
on, hold
something.
on. What's my catchphrase? You gotta tell me
Oh,
what the
that's what you're gonna
catchphrase
say.
is.
Yeah, what's
What's
hit
the
me in
name
the
of the
face.
album?
And the name of the album. Pick one.
Yeah, fucking.
You know what my catchphrase is. Don't make me spell it out.
You probably couldn't.
But
I could,
All right.
believe
let's finish it
that.
off.
but I'm gonna buy.
We're gonna
I'm gonna buy
finish
2
this
tickets.
bottle, right?
I'm gonna buy 2
Bottle.
tickets for people.
Okay.
Shout to Dear Hip Hop.
Yeah. Thank you for coming through. We
Yo, thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me. I gotta be back. This is fun.
We're giving away 2 tickets.
We're giving away 2
We're giving
tickets.
away
Actually,
2 tickets.
How much
I'll
is
make
the
something
tickets?
through
Daniel
Instagram.
launched
You
We'll
know
do
what?
stuff
You
through
can go
Instagram.
right now. Is it tickets?
Ticket Fly. Or
Ticket-
Ticket Scene.
Ticketscene.ca. You can get advance tickets for $10, but if you pay $15, you'll get the album on CD. And again, it's Thursday, November 2nd, so I definitely recommend getting the advance tickets. But if you show up at the door, if there's enough space in the building, we'll let you in. November 2nd, Dear Hip Hop. 20 years later, we celebrate, baby.
Dynamic shout.
Remember,
Don't
revival.
make me spell it out.
Revival.
Shout out to
At the
Dynamic.
Revival.
Dynamic, how you doing, bro?
Revival in Toronto, November 2nd.
To
I think we plugged that.
milestones,
Yeah,
Dear
no
Hip
doubt.
Hop, 20 years later.
longevity.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for your
Long time.
contribution to hip hop, man.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate
bro.
it.
Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
coming through.
Thank you for attempting to rap a verse after
No,
10
he
shots.
did. He did.
No, I know. But I'm saying
I
thank
had
you
to
for
do
even
something.
like
Yeah.
going in on it. You know what I'm saying?
That was definitely a challenge,
Yeah.
man. Y'all asking me to do a
Shut
verse.
No, truly, we did the Shot Club tour, and the first show we did, I was 3rd.
Yeah.
This was after how many
This
shots?
was
So,
yeah.
but explain that. So
Yo.
Okay.
there's 4 of us. We each perform individually.
Okay.
So we get the crowd to pick who goes first,
Second,
second, third,
third,
fourth.
And I always ended up.
And
on
but
first.
it's shot club, so we're doing shots the whole time. So
Right,
whoever's going last,
They get the worst of it.
They had the worst.
course.
Of it.
but that's,
I was
that's
third,
generally
so
me, and I'm fine with it.
We took a shot before the set and after the set.
He's
Before the
usually
set,
drunk
after
during the show
over and over and
anyway,
over.
so.
By mine, we were like a good 4 or 5 in. When I say I resetted, rewind.
Yo, I learned my lesson. I did a show
So
once.
many.
I did a show once, and you know, there was all these drinks in the back, so I was
Got it.
drinking before the show. And I learned my lesson, dude. I could not remember a verse. I freestyled the whole show. Man.
I thrive
You know,
off it.
I don't know what it is.
What?
Do
How
you-
was the
Yeah,
crowd's
he does.
reaction?
Oh, it was good. It was like, but again, and we didn't get into this, but like, if you a real MC, you can freestyle. So
Exactly.
I don't know what I said,
That's what I end up doing.
but I kept going. Like, I just couldn't remember. And now, like I said, it's to the point where it's like, I'm glad I could spit, because usually now I need the beat. And like, okay, now I remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You just tell me to do any random verse that I've ever written. I'm like, fuck.
You probably have a go-to one or two though.
That
Like,
one.
just like-
There's a few go-tos.
yeah,
Yeah.
There
But
is.
then it's hard, bro. Like I don't have the beat going. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the easiest thing. And then shots.
Especially when it's fresh, like it's relatively new.
Yeah.
You're fucking,
I'm gonna lick off Boss Man on November 2nd.
So what's it
don't
called?
worry.
When Stratus just pulled in.
Oh yeah.
Better than Stratus. As soon as Stratus pulls in, Sugar Magnolia pulls in.
Oh,
wait,
oh.
is this?
Oh, Clarissa.
They got beef.
Okay.
They got beef.
They got,
But Clarissa says yeah. So I guess Clarissa, she won the tickets.
Clarissa,
She put two hands up. She said
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, she did it.
Clarissa.
Clarissa's there. So Clarissa won.
you're gonna be at the show.
Clarissa, I
Which
can't
is-
wait to see you on November 2nd.
Clap it up for
No
Clarissa.
doubt.
is she here? Isn't she in London or something?
She
better
has
come to
time
Toronto.
schedule. She just won 2 tickets.
Clarissa.
I think Justin's been like he's the one. He thought he was saying my tagline.
Justin
right?
Gunnarsson.
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying don't,
Okay.
don't make me spell it
Respect,
out.
my
You're
dude.
hip hop 20
You know
years
you're
later.
gonna be
Hold
there
on,
anyway.
hold on. Hold on.
He's gonna be there anyway.
I'm gonna get Justin's ticket. Tell Justin. I got
Okay,
it.
Justin,
you can
you're
have
in.
my ticket. Justin
Dave
can have
couldn't
my
make
ticket.
it.
Jeff
Justin's
couldn't
in.
make it today, so I want to make sure that people are. Come on, it's a legend. It's a legend. We need to celebrate our legends while they're still here. As Nori says, give them their flowers.
In order
while they can
In
still
order
breathe.
for you to give Justin his free ticket, I need him to reply to Mo right now and answer
tell him
who is your favorite light skin?
You know what we talking about. Don't make us spell it out.
That'll be the only way you get it.
Marissa, I got your tickets for you. We're gonna put you on a guest list or something. We're gonna make it happen for you. All right?
I wonder
Yes.
if Daniel's got a Trump freestyle.
Oh Jesus!
Oh man.
Can you trump your last phrase?
It depends. I'm old school. Who's the beatboxer in the building? Anybody? Look at these
Crap-
dudes
crap-
I'm sitting there, I'm like,
beatboxing.
No, no,
I
no.
could be
I was
better.
just-
never
I was
perfected,
just
though.
never
I don't
good
know,
at
it's
it.
Box.
Oh man, am I really?
He said
going
it.
to?
Daniel.
There you go.
But weren't
All right,
you,
so
got
Justin,
it.
weren't you
Yeah,
a producer
yeah.
though?
All right, Justin,
I know he's had
Clarissa,
some
y'all both got
production
tickets.
credits on Rap Essentials albums. No.
I do actually.
He made me a beat. Yo, this is crazy. Do you remember this? You made
Yo,
me a
it's
beat
crazy.
when I was 15.
Behind the scenes.
It's
We never
crazy.
recorded it.
It's crazy. It's crazy now. It's crazy now. Like knowing Chris, and throughout the years, and then going back and seeing the credits on Rap Essentials and seeing East Park
Yeah.
Pro, and you're
You know
like,
the-
yo,
the
East
funny-
Park Pro's
On
been
Rap
around for
Essentials?
like,
Yeah.
For what record?
State of Mind.
yeah.
Oh, the volume 2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yo, my
That's
funny is watching his old pictures when they pop up on Facebook.
Hey, look.
Yo, smooth as Chris right there. Every rapper, I'm
You
like,
know,
yo, Chris is
you've
big,
known
man.
him a long time. You guys probably don't call him Gel.
Chelsea, did you see that?
I've
Maestro.
heard that though. I know that.
Wow.
Look at this.
Bring that
What
in.
year
Look
is
at
that?
this.
Bring that in.
Bring that. We gotta see that.
Is that
We
an
gotta see
unopened one?
Unopened.
What?
I got a couple boxes.
That's
Come
Wow,
on, bro,
wow.
come on.
You know who he looks like? You know who he looks like?
Wow, dude.
He looks like Andre Rison. In this pic, in the pic.
Wow. And there's all this information on the back.
Look at
Wow.
my shout out.
there.
DJ
Wow.
Gel.
Wow.
DJ Gel.
That's right. S and Gel and the Maestro still talks
See, the
about that
mustache
line.
is still there. You just grew the beard in.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the funny thing is, he looks so unimpressed.
So if
Yeah.
if anyone cares, it's on YouTube.
I don't remember the beat. What beat are you talking about?
Oh, I don't either, but I remember this like.
You probably
so-
have it on that somewhere.
No, cassette, like regular tape. I remember there was a tape. He made some beat for me, man, because we met through Electric Circus. If you guys want to Google, so go to YouTube
Yeah, Magnolia.
I've seen it.
and YouTube Fresh Fest Freestyle, August 1991. So
Holy fuck.
he was Gel. Yeah, right? He was Gel back then. So he intros it, and I'm the first MC, and everyone starts rhyming. And that's when we met. And somehow, I don't know, you made beats for me. I don't know, it's crazy.
Well, you knew
history.
Lindo, right? And
Yeah, of
Lindo
course.
knew Hachi.
Lindo. Listen.
Lindo.
Well, that's how it started. I know.
Lindo.
I know we're closing to the end, but that's how I got my start, man. Lindo P discovered me rapping at birthday parties.
Lindo P's
Elementary school. I'd go to birthday parties and rhyme, and Lindo would DJ those parties, discovered me, took me to his crib. We recorded, he just would cut on 2 turntables and record my voice on his tape deck.
Mm-hmm.
And that tape is what we submitted to Electric Circus, also on YouTube. And that's how I got my start, because we entered a contest together.
Oh, Cool J.
The LL Cool J rap-off contest is how I got my start. And here's the thing.
Oh man, with
When
the
you
trivia.
when you go to YouTube and you find that
Too. I said it fit too.
if you YouTube Can't Test Me, Partners in Rhyme, Danny O and Lindo P, Electric Circus. What actually ended up happening is he was my DJ. So he had cut the records back and forth. When we went to, the night before Electric Circus, we had to go to a club. There was 10 artists. The 10 artists had to perform, and the top 2 got chosen to go on Electric Circus the next day. There were no turntables, so I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't even DJ. We have no turntables. So he's like, give me a mic. I didn't even know, like, really, I didn't even know this man was like this dancehall reggae chat,
Yeah.
wicked, DJ. So I rhymed. When I was finished, he killed it. And that's exactly what we did on TV the next day. So the whole thing was a fluke. We were MC Danny O and DJ Lindo P. We didn't come up with the name Partners in Rhyme until we were on TV the next day.
Okay.
So when you watch it on YouTube, it'll credit us as Partners in Rhyme. Because we decided we're both going to be on the mic.
Yeah.
But we're not going to change the song. I'm going to keep doing my thing. You just rhyme. You do your thing at the end. And so
Crazy.
Can I
we killed
make a
it.
suggestion?
And thanks to him, that started it off.
We spoke about Eminem earlier, and we're getting to your expansive career as an MC. And I look at things when I'm making music or I'm trying to do something, I think of what haven't I done yet? Here's what I think. I think we haven't had an MC celebrated in film. You do film. You've been at this, it's been documented since 91. We might need an 8 Mile from here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
like honestly,
shit.
like
Actually, 20 years later.
20 years later,
Yeah.
there's only a
You
couple.
talking about doing a film?
There's only a couple that could really say, I can do that. And we know them. There's only about 3 that we could say can do a film and
Yeah.
do it justice with the history. And I'm
A biopic type.
Shit, dude. I mean,
That's
y'all,
true.
Yep.
y'all honor me. I mean, I look at the maestros and the Mishies, and long before I would look at
And
myself.
now we have 3.
but- Well,
But go ahead.
shit. Man, wow. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm in that category, but here's the thing. This is the truth. While I'm commemorating 20 years with this album, the real truth, honest, is I feel like there's so much more for me to do. There's so much more I wish to do, so much more I want to accomplish, so many records I want to make. We talked earlier about being fathers. That's my next step in my career because that's who I am now. It's changed me. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's so much more that is necessary for me to be, whatever the Danny O story is, it's not over.
Yeah.
And God willing, I have many more years to complete this story. So, I appreciate it. Like we're talking on the heels of the Tupac movie coming out, and they've already done Biggie and NWA, and it's dope that hip hop is now in a position where we're doing films that are biopicking careers. That's great, And if ever there comes a time where Canadian rappers, the maestros and the Mishies first, but hey, if there ever comes a time where that happens, my hope is that the story, whenever that happens, is still unwritten. Like I have so much more to write. You know what I mean? So I don't really want to look at myself as that guy who's worthy of that yet, or even old enough or done enough yet. You know what I'm saying? This record commemorates 2 decades, but I'm active. I still write and recite and perform and record and all that stuff. So I hope you know what I'm saying? To me, biopics are like the story is complete.
At the
Biggie and Pac are gone. They did the movies about them. There's more to the story. That's my hope. That's my goal. So before the story is told,
You want to get the
let's
gold
tell this.
first.
Let's let it work itself out.
Yeah.
And then, hey man, God, that's an amazing
Well,
thing. If there's ever a movie about me, wow,
I-
that's I can't even think about that kind of stuff. But that's incredible.
I put that out because I know your history with film, not just like you've done something with film and hip hop that haven't been done before. Like you've ventured in different places. Like Maestro's done some stuff.
Yeah.
Infinite's done some stuff. Like you can trace. I didn't see how I didn't to do that. See how-
Hey, for anyone who doesn't know, if you have a box, go look up Anything Goes 2011 and Tapped Out 2013. Okay, so that'll make sense to what he's saying. Go ahead.
There we go.
But I'm saying that because you've ventured into places where not every Canadian hip hop has gone before. Maestro's done the film stuff
Yeah.
before. Infinite's done the films.
Maestro did TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
soundtracks,
Oh.
like stuff.
He
like,
continues to be an inspiration.
you know, like you're not just somebody who's had a big song back when. And Dear Hip Hop, make no
been
mistake,
continuous.
make no mistake about it. Dear
a
Hip
classic,
Hop,
man.
Dear Hip Hop is
I mean,
it's not even a
music
classic.
encyclopedia.
It's not even a classic. It's a staple.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's humbling to hear.
that's something
crazy
you
to
refer.
me,
That's
actually.
like if I have friends.
crazy,
I
man.
moved to Bermuda when I was. I'm not gonna say my age.
Bermuda, Bahamas.
Say your age. What are you worried about, guy?
No, no.
I'm 40 years old.
In
are you
'97,
afraid of?
in '97, I went there. Let them do the math. In
Okay.
'97, I went there. I went there for high school. So when I went there and I met certain people, they would ask me about what I listened to, and they were surprised that I listened to hip hop. And then I could show them, hey, there's people from where I'm from that made that type of music. So I wasn't just influenced by the States.
Right.
I wasn't just influenced by Europe. There's people
From your hood.
down the
Yeah,
street from
yeah,
me that
yeah.
made an impact in this
Same.
shit. So like when I say Dear Hip Hop is a staple, like it's something that should be chronicled
Yeah.
in our history. Like,
It is.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Jay-Z was just put into the writers. You guys
Hall
know
of
what
Fame,
I'm talking.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yeah.
The Songwriting Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Stuff like that
Yeah.
is important to who we are as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, your shit will live forever. Even if you never did anything else. Beyond what you did in film, all that stuff.
Yeah.
If your legacy ended with Dear Hip Hop, people would say, shit, that's something I want to do.
Yeah.
In this country.
Yeah, it's still kind of, I appreciate that. And it's still unbelievable for me to hear you and so many other people say that. Man, in the past few years, I've received, there's a fan of mine in Brazil who has tattooed Dear Hip Hop, I'll Love You Till I Die on his arm. And I'm still trying to make sense of how my song turned into a tattoo for someone who lives in Brazil.
Yeah.
Dear Hip Hop, the album on vinyl, was released by Surgent Records. That label is in France.
Okay.
The distribution
yeah,
deal
yeah.
existed only in Europe and Japan. It's still amazing to me. Like, I'm still amazed that that's actually happened.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your words, man. And I'm humbled and I'm honored. And when I wrote Dear Hip Hop, I don't think that I imagined, like we talked about earlier,
Yeah,
I don't think I imagined this interview all these years later. I was 17 years old. I wrote Dear Hip Hop when I was 17 years old. I'm 40.
And you meant that. Like,
Okay.
I'm a man.
17.
Okay,
Sorry,
now,
that's a reference.
now to be discussing this with you guys is an honor. To hear all of this, and let me tell you, I don't take it for granted. There is no gassing of the head. I'm just proud and happy that I could do something that matters to people. And I'm still in a position where I feel like I haven't done enough. This is why I continue to write, record, perform. My next album, whenever it comes out, which has fatherhood as its focus, in my opinion, is the most important work I've ever created. But to your point, if Dear Hip Hop is what people attach themselves to, I'll take pride in it because, you know, it meant something to me when I wrote it. It means something to me all these years later. And again, to people who love hip hop, who really respect the art, who do it because they love the art, and you create something with meaning that has meaning to people, that's what lasts. So regardless of what money I've made from it or haven't made from it, when I'm gone, when we're all gone, if someone somewhere who hasn't even been born yet is listening to this record and going, wow, to me, that is, I don't even have words for it. Like that, to me, that's what art's all about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I now live in a world where I do everything for my daughter. I'm now doing everything in my father's honor. I love him. I love her. These are the most important things in the world to me right now for what it is. Whatever I do going forward, it is for them. And if I do something that means something to other people, to me, that's what it really comes down to. It's not the dollar amount that I've accrued from it, which of course
It helps.
helps.
Accrued.
Rude.
You like that? English major, sorry. Hashtag English major. But you know, real talk, like this is what it comes down to is I create out of love. And so this is why my music going forward is going to be about my mom, my daughter, my dad, and what I love. And this is where Dear Hip Hop came from. As a 17-year-old, I had nothing else to talk about. I hadn't fully been in love yet, hadn't had my heart broken. That's the type of material that's on the Inevitable album.
Okay.
Dear Hip Hop was a kid, like really, we're talking about a kid who's like, this is what I love more than anything. And I'm actually proud that I'm able to say at 40, it's still weird for me to even say that, but at 40 I can say, I still love hip hop the way I loved it then, because what I attach myself to is not the new music coming out. It's not what's on the charts. It's not what everyone's listening to or what they download or whatever. It's what gave me this inspiration to begin with, I still attach myself to. That's why I said earlier, what I listen to is old school shit, man, because when you're in love with something, you can't let go of it. That's why I haven't quit. So many rappers have quit, and sometimes I wonder, were you really that in love to begin with? Because if you're really in love with something, there's no death to it.
I think
My dad's gone, and I'll never stop loving him. You understand what I'm saying, bro? The hip hop, the way we grew up loving it, it's gone, guys. The Wu-Tangs and Black Moons and Mobb Deeps and Tribe Called Quest.
All that.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's over.
Sorry, Wu-Tang.
actually Wu-Tang just dropped an
Sorry.
album.
I know.
Sorry, Wu-Tang,
But my
it's over.
point, but my point
sorry.
is,
They're never
my
gonna
point
capture
is,
that same magic.
my point is, right? That's it. Wu's not over. None of this shit is over. But the magic,
After that last album, I don't know.
okay, I haven't heard it. I'm just saying, this is real talk. What he's saying is, what made us fall in love,
This magic
we won't let die. That's what keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? So instead of getting mad or whatever about who's popping and who's not, it's like, what do you love, man? Like, do that.
Yeah.
Fulfill that commitment to what it is you love. And like I said, man, like, listen, this is real talk, man. To anybody who doesn't know out there, this is my first interview since my pops tragically passed, okay? I didn't know that I was going to even do this interview. Okay, I wear this every day. And I will wear this every day. I've been struggling a lot in the past 2 weeks. I've cried every day. And to be here today, I'm just making this point because this is the real, you know, is because I haven't let go of who I am. My dad wouldn't want me to let go of who I am. So my ties to hip hop, to writing, to being that MC, that lyricist, that entertainer, everything that's ever made me me since Thriller came out, since I was 5 years old and said, that's what I want to do, is the reason I'm here, is the reason that I'll continue, is the reason that I hope that maybe 20 years from now, I'll be doing some interview about the 40-year anniversary.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So what you attach yourself to, ask yourself, man, what's the reason you're doing this?
True.
You know, is this the next buck you want to make? Or do you love this enough to say, I'm tied to this no matter what happens? I actually, like, this is really who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't stop for me. I'm the kind of person, maybe it's just who I am, I'm the kind of person who, if I'm passionate about something, that's going to last forever. I came into the studio today and saw Blue Jays on the wall. You know, I've been following them my whole life.
Yeah.
They had a shit year this year. I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
They were in the playoffs last year. I was at every game.
All I have to do is
I don't
follow
know how
them.
long it's going to take for us to get back to a World Series, but I will watch every game. My point is, if I love something, you know I'm going to love it no matter what. Hip-hop has gone through such bullshit, such ups and downs, if you will. We're in a world right now where heads like us can go, people have left hip-hop, eh?
Yeah.
There are people who have left. Forget MCs. Fans have left because they're done with this bull. And I'm the kind of person who, as a fan, this is why I'm still an artist. Understand that I'm a fan first. As a fan, I'm like, I attach myself to why I fell in love with it to begin with. So if you're a fan of the new shit, you're not going to like my new album. My new album, most of it was made 20 years ago, plus the new joints that were made in that vein.
Honestly,
Going forward, the music that I'm going to make is going to continue to be from the heart. It's going to be about me and my life as a father and as someone who is attached to something that he loves. So if you don't have a love attached to it, if this ain't for you to attach your real life to something that you care about, then I'm not for you. Attach yourself to something that's hot now. And then when it's out, you attach yourself to whatever's hot next. That's not me. This is last forever shit. That's who I am as a person. It's who I am as an artist.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me get that
Thank
out.
you.
No, definitely.
Listen,
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Let's go to the next one.
on behalf of everybody,
Who has that extra bottle?
Solomon, who couldn't be here, thank you for coming through. I know it's been a tough time right now for you, but
Yeah.
you've always standed the test of time. And sometimes the times ain't the most easy to get through. But you've shown that throughout your career. And we want to say thank you for coming here because we had a few legends here. And this is just another legend that's come through that we're really appreciative of.
Thank
and we
you.
want to say thank you for taking the time out. Thank you for coming through, having shots with us. And
Yeah.
we're going to go on the other side and we're going to,
We might-
after
we might
hours,
have
the
a-
shit.
Okay.
might have another couple shots lined up.
Sure, man. Hey, listen.
Pocket life. Pocket life.
I know you're going to end it, but let me do this. I want to thank you guys. I take nothing for granted. People throw the Legends thing at me all the time, and I'm still getting used to it because I
You
don't
are.
think that way.
You are.
When I did the League of Legends record, it's because I felt like I was on a track with Legends,
Legends.
not that I was one of them. So
But you're on the track, though. Go
when
ahead.
people call me that, I'm appreciative. I don't take it for granted. I just want to thank you guys. This was fun. I hope to be back.
You will be back.
Okay,
Definitely.
and I just want to
In 20
thank you.
years.
And when is your show again? when is,
And I just want to say this.
When is your show again?
I want to thank everybody who supported not just my career, but supported me and my family over the past 2 weeks, which has been the hardest 2 weeks of my life. So thank you to everybody, like literally everybody who's shown their love and support. It would be way more difficult without that love and support. I'm certainly hoping for a continuation of that love and support on November 2nd. So
where?
On Thursday, November 2nd at Revival.
Thank you.
It's on College Street in Toronto. We will be celebrating this album release. And again, like I said before, it's more than this album. It's about 2 decades plus of Canadian hip hop. In the building will be Maestro, Fresh West, Thrust, Eternia, Deuce Deuce, Shock Claire, Mathematic, DJ Grouch, DJ Mel Boogie,
They're
DJ
all on here.
Shortcut, DJ Law. And yes, they all appear on the album. And I'm humbled and I'm honored to have worked with you artists, to be working with you artists on that night. And to every fan who's ever supported me, and to every fan who's going to support this album and that party, thank you. Trust me when I tell you, it's never meant more to me than it does now. And listen, if you love hip hop and you're on that 90s shit, that's the place to be November 2nd, and that's the
Wordplay,
album
people.
to get.
Wordplay. We
Yeah.
out. Pocket Live. Clarissa,
Yeah, Clarissa,
Got you.
she sent
Um,
her.
Thanks for joining us.
send your info
Peace out.
in a message, and we'll have that taken care of for you.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, I got to piss.
No. That's how we end.
Thank you, man. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank
man.
you, man. Thank you, bro.